All right, click the links to join the channel here over at SubStars. This is a challenge to get through without using a bunch of slurs, and I realized I can't say that on YouTube, and I can't bleep it, so I just have to start over and make a new video. You just can't say this kind of things. YouTube has no sense of humor like it used to. So, in your mind, imagine the picture of this writer who feels like he needs to tone police you over some Islamophobicism. Just kind of get a picture of what this guy Tom Reagan looks like, who writes just the most soy-filled article. And trigger warning, I'm going to show you an image of the writer right now. Now you go, oh, he's showing a picture of how this Soyboy looks. It's not very fair, or it's not relevant. It is relevant. That's the thing. And why wouldn't you shave your neck? Because what you put out in the world is what you get back. And a lot of these left-wingers, there's one thing I notice in their photographs is this expression on his face. It's not a smile. You'll see very few left-wingers who smile anymore. They do this where it's half the lip is up or half the lip is down, or it might be straight across, but you don't see organic happiness or joy in their faces. In this, you get the guys, like, he wants to do a soy face, like open his mouth up to accept whatever comes, but he's got his eyes wide open, his eyebrows up, and he has this, I don't know, it's not a smirk exactly, it's just like he's resigned to his fate of what's there to be happy about in Trump world kind of thing. You remind them, like, he's gone. He's out of office. It's been like 4 years. You can move on. A lot of these people just can't move on. So let's get his image off the screen, because frankly that is friggin' horrific. But the thing is, you got to show his picture to go, well, why does he write like this? So I don't know, passive aggressively whiny soy. And when the SJWs leave comments in the comment section, they write in the same just pussy way. It's just so passive aggressive. Just, you look at him like, oh, you tell us to touch grass, but I mean, go jogging, go get outside. For him, he uses a lot of sunblock. When he talks like this, as if he talks in a way, and you just got to say, oh yeah, we don't care about the things that you care about, because we're not a bunch of bleeding pussies like these people are, where they're using all these kind of buzzwords that just nobody really believes in. Anyways, so what happens is, the media used to report the news. They were always left-wing biased. You knew that from a long time, but what they are today is like the opinions section that used to be in newspapers, but it is just kind of expanded to be all of the media, including the digital spaces, and also the mainstream media, and formerly things that were respected media, at least somewhat, where everything now is dumbed down to a child's level. I mean that literally. If you analyze the vocabulary and sentence structure, syntax, troglodyte, it's written for a child to understand, including the big media sites that used to be something. They used to be like Newsweek and Wall Street Journal and those kind of things that used to be at the top of the food chain, and they're just written by millennials who are writing to like a high school level. The picture of Trump on the cover of, was it Time or Newsweek or something, and he's like staring down at some crying child. It's like, what happened to you guys? The media now makes the news. There's nobody who can look at them and say that they're trying to be fair and unbiased. So what this guy is doing is trying to force an issue that isn't an issue, because most people don't care about it, and reasonably so, because the media is 100% of these globalist soy boys and cat ladies. Turns out, like, JD Vance is going to trigger you by, he's going to do probing fire, so you return fire and make yourself look like an idiot by calling people childless cat ladies or something. And all you have to do is not respond, and you'll win. But, of course, the childless cat ladies got triggered and had to respond. I mean, it's all a game. Like, none of this is real. The chat, like some chicks on Friends, never had kids, were triggered by that JD Vance comment, so they're writing articles themselves. And it's like, they're doing it to get more attention and dopamine to themselves, but none of this is real either way. And even politics, it's like it's wings of the same bird, no matter what. And the bird now is pretty much a vulture. So the thing is, you drew me as the soy boy and yourself as the Chad. Yeah, sometimes you really do be like that. The audience is more normal. So this soy boy is trying to push the issue concerning the game, that somebody involved allegedly said something that offended his pussy self. But the way he frames it is to frame it as a sexist comment, which is different from saying comments that people took offense to, which is accurate. Some women were whining. It's like, welcome to planet Earth. But that's different from saying sexism, smell the glove. Oh, some people found it sexist. Oh, sexy, that's good, right? Because you have to give a generally accepted definition and then match the allegations to the definition. That's how what an adult media would be about. And the media doesn't do this anymore because words like sexist and racist and all those other words, I probably shouldn't mention on YouTube. I just did a SubScribe article on that. They're not real words. They're not organic. They're used to manipulate people to control society. And people will have an emotional response and argue vehemently over the concept, but you can stop them when you ask them to define it and explain how the elements apply in the situation. That'll piss them off. They've been brainwashed to have this Pavlovian response. They're not thinking, they're emotionally responding. That's how you know you've been brainwashed, when you continue to argue something that you can't define. When the media went from paper to digital 25 years ago, they had to use clickbait to compete with everyone else, and they stopped being news sites. They just became the equivalent of the Mary Sue. So his first line is, I am unfortunately met with very little honest communication when I bring up a report which related alleged istophobic comments from, you get the idea. Present Ted addressed the claims of, when did you stop beating your wife? Of anti-women posts. I mean, you just sound like, the best way to respond to this is, dude, you sound like a pussy. Can you stop being a pussy? If more major companies responded like that, I would love to see what would happen. So in this case, the guy's trying to push this sexy issue that nobody cares about because we have different values. He's definitely a bleeding vagina, and we're normal people. But he and the Guardian is trying to shape society to get them to accept the power of his lexicon, the concept of manipulation via labeling things or people as sexist. But it's not real. It's just Frankfurt School 101. It's how to manipulate people, how to brainwash people into accepting these trigger words. And it's like some kind of MK Ultra type of stuff, but it's been done on this very long timeline of introducing these words that are nonsense to start with, but people don't really argue against them vigorously enough because they don't know that they're going to be manipulated, or their kids and grandkids are going to be manipulated by these concepts 20, 50 years later. If a director of the game said that comments using vulgarities to refer to a game or something, we don't really care. I mean, they might be subjectively vulgar or offensive, but they're not objectively sexist because nobody at IGN or The Guardian has actually given a definition or argued the issue. And I know that sounds like the actually meme where the fat guy is pushing up his glasses to argue some, I don't know, very small point minutia, but the media is openly manipulating people, and it's so easy to destroy their foundation simply by asking for definitions of words that they use. And it's weird that nobody does. But, like, who's going to report on the globalist media? The globalist media. Oh, you understand. The FBI is going to arrest the corrupt FBI. No. The Department of Justice is going to... Oh. You get what I'm saying with that. So the no conventional political solution. Nice try, FBI. But the globalist media doesn't want to define things because once words are nailed down, they can be rebutted logically with a vigorous cross-examination. It's like kind of what the West is founded on. It's why when I argue with the leftists online, they're whining about some perceived istophobic slight, and I say, well, I say it in the most smarmy, passive way as well because it triggers them, as long as we can work together to stand against anti-white racists and destroy anti-white hate and deconstruct and dismantle that system, it's like the needle on the record where I'll see my replies just light up because they immediately get triggered and will drop everything to argue that my concept doesn't exist. And then I explain calmly that, no. Actually, their concept doesn't exist. And it's the equivalent of two slow children, arguing because nothing is concrete. It's just the Frankfurt School versus me inverting the Frankfurt School. It comes down to I feel this way versus you feel this way. And it's stupid for both of us. But I know it's stupid, and I'm trying to show them that they've been brainwashed into emotionally arguing something that they don't really believe in. The goal is to get people to ask themselves, how would they know what they think they know, and what would it take to believe something different, and who brainwashed them into this belief system, and who funded them, and where's the source for all this? Because for most people, it was a fictional or biased source. Most people know things, or they think they know things, and when you actually trace it down the source of knowledge, it comes down to a TV set. The left used to say question everything, kill your TV, and talk about the government, military, globalist complex. They don't talk like that anymore. To say question everything is a far right wing dog whistle now. It's switched over. The things switched after Occupy Wall Street in 2012. That was an amazing example of manipulation that just kind of slipped under the radar for the left. They don't say those kind of things anymore because they're firmly on the side of trusting the government, media, globalist machine. The best way for asking questions. What are you, some kind of Nazi? You're asking for facts and logical arguments? Yeah, that should be left-wing values as well as right-wing values. It should just be a logical value. No. Trust the government. They made me afraid, so now I have to. But that's a sign you've been manipulated if you're arguing from an emotion. Hashtag pure blood. So the best way for a company to deal with activist reporters is to say, yeah, we don't comment on internal affairs, and definitely post this guy's picture, and I would just ad hom him, because they're not asking you a question in good faith and fair dealing anyway, so you can just show his picture and laugh at him. And that would be a great way to move the needle, move the Overton window, and see what would happen. That'd be friggin' hysterical. If the media was reporting the news, they would report that and move on. It would be up to the buyer to decide if that kind of answer or non-answer was acceptable to them. And if it wasn't, fair enough, just don't buy the game. But the media are activists. They don't ask questions so much as just make statements to push a narrative. And here, the company did the wise thing and refused to answer questions, and the media keeps trying to make it an issue, but it becomes clear that it's only an issue to a globalist media. People are focused on the game, but these Soyboy bullshies don't care. And the thing is, they go, Soyboy, okay, that's a little bit ambiguous. Though he looks like someone you would refer to as a Soyboy, but calling him a bullshit, is that accurate? And if you ask him his personal political beliefs, are they in alignment with the Frankfurt School, globalism, Bolshevism, communism, Marxism, whatever you want to call it? Oh yeah, they probably are. I'm just guessing that they probably are, judging on his physiognomy is real. It's like that's not an ad hominem when you go to his profile and it has a hammer and sickle and he openly proclaims himself he's some variety of Marxist or the other. To them, everything must be used for communist propaganda. It's one of the reasons everything sucks now and is going to get worse. That's why there's nothing in it. You understand the not Daredevil, Wolverine and Deadpool movie came out. Yeah, it's who cares? Everything sucks now, and these Bolsheviks are putting globalist diverse cancer and feminist monkeypox in games and movies and anything they can touch. They don't want any exceptions to that, because then it would show an obvious juxtaposition between the toxic left-wing 200-pound blue-haired lesbian trans furry self versus a normal game. And it'd be just great to get more people to start discussing these globalist toxic views and the parasites who push them, and just say, yeah, we've got different values. We think diversity, feminism, whatever, destroys stories because we're not globalists. We don't value propaganda. We're mostly nationalists, even if we don't actually put it into words like that. And nationalist stories are more organic. They feel natural. It's related to how the left wing can't meme because, or why communism will work next time, or that wasn't real communism, because their version of reality is an impossible fiction, and it only works under a carefully constructed mental or real police state of repression, of diversity of thought, and micromanaging people. So, translation, it doesn't work at all. Anyway, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys all next episode.